January 16, 2020, town board meeting. If you don't mind, we'll stand for the pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to open up tonight's meeting with a presentation to a man who has become very well known in our community. He was the editor, founder, writer, producer, you name it. Mr. Benjamin Myers, who started Woodbury's Gazette. So I'm going to ask him to come on up for a second. It's all right, don't worry about it. Presenting this plaque to Benjamin Myers, an appreciation of your long-standing commitment to the Woodbury residents as the creator and editor of the Woodbury Gazette newspaper. From the 2020 Woodbury Town Board, Supervisor Frank J. Palermo, Councilpersons Jacqueline Hernandez, Robert Hunter, Tyler Etzel, and Tom Burke. I'm going to ask the entire board also to come on up and get a picture with us. My pleasure.
Ben?
Say cheese.
Frank, you slip real quick? Thank you. Frank. Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go up there.
Follow them.
Real close. Real close, come on, you can do it like that.
Try to look in the same direction.
That's right, we did that
We're all
for the town
looking,
board
we're all
meeting.
looking at
Everyone's
Joey, right?
looking, yeah.
Everyone's all looking at Joey.
Hey, I can smile looking at Joe.
That's what all the girls.
That's gonna sound real good.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for this award. I like to think humility is something that we can all possess and that I possess, but I certainly don't. So that's why I'm talking right now. Scripture says that humble spirit and quietness is something that is very valued. And I spent a lot of years in the pharmaceutical industry and retired, and I got introduced into politics very briefly in the community. And one thing that sort of put me in focus was that we didn't have really a paper, any way of getting news out in our community, because the other papers sometimes would have something and not. So it was a challenge for me to take this on myself. I had no experience in it, and I was warned not to do it. I should have taken that advice. But looking back after 9 years, I see mistakes that I made, and it was a real learning experience. I was learning how not to do things and how to think a little bit more about the issues. And when you start doing that, then it becomes the hard part to write about them. But I try to stay in the scriptures daily. And one of the couple verses here that I was trying to think tonight what would be good, not only for publications and newspapers, but it's In Isaiah, in chapter 52, it says, "How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace and bringeth good tidings of good, that publishes salvation, that saith unto Zion, Thy God reigneth." And another one in the Old Testament, in the book of Nahum, the prophet. It says, "Behold, upon the mountains of the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publisheth peace. O Judah, keep thy solemn feast, and perform thy vows." And so I think it's good for us to pause and to think about what's really important, and think about really peace among ourselves, and how to get along. That's what I tried to do with the paper. Not always successful at it, but and then I always felt it was important to have at least a page on faith. So if we keep our hearts in the right places, that would be a real good way to continue forward in our community. And lastly, but more importantly, I want to thank the police department. Years ago, we had a civilian police academy that was held for a couple of years. I attended the first one, and I really learned a whole lot about what our officers do out there on a daily basis. I was really impressed. I'm telling you. Before that, you just see them pulling people over or directing traffic in and out. Now I have a whole different appreciation for our fine officers, wherever they are in our country and in our community. And they came to help me. I was up all night not too long ago with a really bad case of gout, and it was painful. And I waited till the wee hours of the morning to call, and I didn't want to call 911 because right away I can hear ambulance sirens and everything going off. So I called the police department, and I don't know who was on duty, but I said, "Hey, I got problems. I just need some help. I don't want any sirens or lights flashing all around." And so a couple fine officers came to check out what was going on. And I said, "I'm not sure about insurance, because normally I go to the VA, I get help with the VA on everything, but this called for Orange Regional help." And I said, "I'm not sure about the insurance and the ambulance, and I don't know whether we should call the ambulances." He said, "Well, it's only a minute away. We already called them." And the two fine gentlemen who showed up there with the ambulance and took care of me, it's wonderful to receive that kind of help and have these volunteers and our officers out there. So I want to give kudos to our EMS and to our police department and to everyone responsible for running our government. So thank you.
Thank you, Ben. You know, it's funny, I remember being at the meeting when you first proposed that newspaper, and I said, "Is this guy crazy?" And then when you heard you were closing it down, I was like, "Oh man, really?" You know, so you did a great job, Ben, and I think it's well deserved, and I'm honored and privileged to have been able to present that award to you, so thank you. Okay, do we have any public input? Great, let's get on with our town board meeting. I need a motion and a second to accept the minutes of the meetings held on January 2nd, 2020.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I need the approval, motion and a second to approve abstract 1 containing vouchers 1 to 2000116 and I'll let Desiree, or did I just do it for you?
That's all right, I can do it for you.
Okay.
Containing vouchers 2000-001 through 2000-116, totaling $340,835.23.
So I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. I need a motion and a second to approve the following budget modifications to the 2019 budget.
There are three. The first is the Woodbury Common BID by increasing SMB 3120.100 police personnel services by $963, SMB 3120.403 policing other agencies by $70, and decreasing SMB 3020.100 dispatcher personnel services by $1,033. The second is to the police fund by increasing B 3120.200 equipment cars by $40,333, and increasing B 2680 insurance recovery by $40,333. And last is the Justice Court by increasing A 1620.468 Justice Court renovations grant by $200,000, A 599 appropriate fund balance by $100,000, and decreasing A 962 budgetary provisions for other purposes by $100,000.
Just so that, you know, that last, amount, 200,000, is the difference, in the monies that we'll be getting from the grant for $300,000, from the government, the DASNY grant to redo the, outside of the courthouse. So I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, let's go on to new business. I need a motion and a second to accept with regrets the resignation of Nancy Mascura from the position of part-time library clerk effective January 5th, 2020. Ms. Mascura has worked for the town since June of 1999. And just so you know, if we don't accept it, she's gotta come back to work. I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. I need a motion and a second to accept, once again, with, regrets, the resignation of Casey Craig as a part-time ACO officer. Separate employment from the town of Woodbury, effective January 17, 2020. So I need that
I'll
motion.
make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
And I need the acceptance of resignation, to accept with regrets the resignation of Richard Walls from the position of senior citizens activity leader effective February 7th, 2020. Mr. Walls has worked for the town since February 2014. So I need that motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next up, I need a motion and a second to authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement with the Monroe Woodbury Central School District for school resource officers as of January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2020. That's the full-time officer that we have, which is a one-year contract, so every year, we have to re-sign it.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Resolution committing funds for the courthouse renovations. Desiree, please.
Whereas the town board of the town of Woodbury is committed to improving, renovating the Woodbury Town Court located at 511 Route 32, Highland Mills, New York, at an estimated cost of $500,000. And whereas former Assemblyman, current Senator James Skoufis has awarded the town of Woodbury $300,000 through the Dormitory Authority of the State of New York DASNY grant program to be used to offset the cost of planned improvements, renovations to the Woodbury Courthouse. And whereas the town of Woodbury Town Board has allocated $200,000 in its fiscal year 2020 budget under line item A 1620.468 Justice Court renovations grant to be used for the cost of the planned improvements, renovations to the Woodbury Courthouse. Now therefore be it resolved by the town board of the town of Woodbury, acknowledging the commitment to DASNY, that the town of Woodbury has allocated $200,000 towards the cost of the improvements, renovations the Woodbury Courthouse located at 511 State Route 32, Highland Mills, New York, Be further resolved, the town clerk is to prepare a certified copy of the resolution to be submitted to DASNY after its adoption.
So I need a motion and a second. I'll make that motion. I need a second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And once again, I don't know how many times I've thanked him, but I thank now Senator James Skoufis for acquiring that $300,000 grant for the town. Okay. F. I need a motion and a second to adopt the following resolution for standard workday reporting in New York State and the local retirement system for elected appointment officials that assume the office as of January 2020. So, there's still more to it. Do you want to read the, be it resolved? Sure.
Be it resolved that the town of Woodbury hereby establishes the following as the stated work days for elected and appointed officials, and will report the following days to the New York State and local employees retirement system based on the record of activity maintained and submitted by these officials to the clerk of the body. And there's only one this time, and it would be Supervisor Palermo, and we're reporting 22.19 average work days per month. And in the retirement system.
So I need a motion and a second, and obviously I can't do either.
Motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'll abstain on this one. I don't think I should be voting on my own record. Right?
It's just to submit the paperwork to the,
Oh, so it's okay?
it's,
All right,
yeah, it's
so-
just, yeah.
No, I don't want to change you. You're right, so- Okay,
So
I'll vote for it.
Okay.
I'd like to announce the completion of the annual accounting of the 2019 records as required pursuant to section 62 of town law was completed on January 14th. Supervisor Frank Palermo noted that Councilman Etzel and Councilwoman Hernandez worked together on this project, and that I also had to work on it on the 14th. And so I want to thank both of you for doing that. We don't need to vote on it, I just needed to announce it. Old business. I need a motion and a second to authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement with Ackerley and Hubble Appraisals Corporations for appraisal services for the ELT Harriman former Napara Chemical Plant property known as the Woodbury Tax Map and section 233, block 1, lot 3.1 in the village of Harriman, in the village of Woodbury, and section 108, block 1, lot 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 2 in the village of Harriman. In relation to the tax certiorari, is that how you pronounce it?
Search warrant.
Search warrant, thank you. The cost of this service is $9,000 and an additional $7,000 for the trial-ready report if requested. The initial $9,000 is to be restricted, is for a restricted report for potential settlement and is not appropriate for use in court. Post-appraisal services will be charged at an hourly rate of $225. Court appearance will be a minimum of $1,500 and travel time to be $75 per hour. So I need a motion and a second to sign that agreement.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Do you wanna briefly explain
Yes, this has to do with the tax certiorari, in conjunction with, the parasite. This goes back almost, 15 years, Joe?
Well, I think we have 8 or 9 years of tax cert cases pending right
Right, and we have, and the judge has finally, put a date on our court hearing, which is in September, and so we need to prepare in case we end up actually going to court on this particular issue. Joe?
now. And really what the current proposal is to assist the town attorneys in settlement discussions. We are before a mediator right now, who's a retired New York State Supreme Court Justice. We're engaged in mediation, and they're going to prepare an appraisal of the property, the value of the property over a series of years. We're going to present that to the judge. And we will hopefully that will help us come closer to the petitioner's estimate of value, or the assessor's estimate of value. Essentially, we're gonna try to resolve this and create the terms for the town, because there are 9 years of cases. If for some reason we cannot resolve it in the mediation, it will probably be a slightly different proposal that will authorize them to prepare a full appraisal report, a full trial appraisal report, and provide testimony at trial, etc. Hopefully, we'll be able to make some headway with this.
Thank you, Joe. So I need a motion and a second. Oh, no, we got that already, didn't we? Okay, so, all in favor? Aye. Okay. I have, today, I have the supervisor's report for December 2019, town clerk's report, December 2019, buildings and grounds, December 2019, the ACO report of December 2019, the police communications report, December 2019. The beautification committee did not have a meeting. The library minutes from December 30th, 2019, and the parks and recreation did not have a meeting in the month of December. So, with,
Need to approve the supervisor's report.
I'm sorry,
That's it?
but I do have the supervisor's report. Can you please read
I
it?
would
Yes,
love to.
thank you.
The December 2019 Supervisor's Report has receipts totaling $234,990.84 and disbursements totaling $1,440,729.59.
I need a motion and a second.
I make a motion. I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Okay, now, with that, Councilman Burke? You have any comments?
Oh, yeah. All right. First, I'd like to personally thank Mr. Ben Myers. It really was enjoyable every week, every couple of weeks there when I would get the Woodbury Gazette in the mail. I look forward to it. It was just you were just a great gentleman, you're a great person in the community. Look forward to seeing you and continue to see you. You did make one mention about you enjoyed the police department and the course that they gave to the civilians. And you were the first class, and I just wanted to mention that I know you were there because my daughter was there with you, and just want to reiterate that, you know, it is an outstanding program that they did, because my daughter came home and said, at the time, you know, Dad, I want to be a police officer, and today she is.
Hey,
And I'll always remember that she took the class with you. So,
that was a great place.
yeah. I also want to mention, yesterday we had, I was at the police department all day with Jacqueline and Desiree and everybody else, and Joe and everybody. I'd like to thank Chief Watson, Lieutenant Phillips, and Sergeant Bauer for the job they did. It was, the classes that they gave was outstanding. They had active shooter, workplace violence, and sexual harassment. In my profession, I've taken these classes. I've even given classes at certain parts of my career, and they do an outstanding job. I wanted to make mention of that tonight and thank them. Also, before I step over it, I want to thank Fran Wong and Desiree. They put it together. They made sure they contacted me to make sure I was there, and so I thank them for that. Lastly, we had a meeting this past week with regarding the pool, and I just think that it was great that the community came out, everybody came out, even our new parks committee members were there. So before I move along, I just want to thank both Frank and Jacqueline. They brought us up to speed with everything that they've been doing, which is outstanding, and I look forward to continuing on with this, and hopefully we'll have it done soon, and everything will be great. So thank you.
Jackie?
Okay, so I want to piggyback on just our gratitude to Ben. I remember coming to the community with my ideas and wanting to make a difference. And I remember a lot of it came from reading the newspaper, what's going on in town, and just realizing that there's areas in the community that I could help make a difference. And as I developed that journey in town, and I walked my way to where I'm at right now, Ben was a good friend to me, and definitely shared his thoughts about, what worked, what didn't work, and where we could use some help. And of course, we share faith, and that was always very helpful. So, congratulations on your acknowledgement, for the work that you've done. And although you don't do it anymore, we do miss you. So I want to say that, and Terry, for the work you do with him, right? Because I know it takes a strong woman. I also want to just thank thank the police department. I had an opportunity to work with them this week, Lieutenant Phillips, and the chief took time with me. I had a couple ideas of just programs that I would love to see get initiated with the police department. And I gotta say, a lot of the times when you have established department and you have someone new like me kind of saying, hey, I have some ideas, sometimes you get, dismissed. And I gotta say, they embraced me when I sat with them and shared my thoughts. A lot of the things they do already, I just wanna kind of help with bringing more of that. And the citizens program that you said it, we don't see anymore. Actually, there's funding in the program that we're going to do a revitalized program to bring back a lot of those workshops that the police department did that the community really appreciates. So, I'm really appreciative and excited to embark on those activities too. I also wanted to thank all of those who have resigned, who have dedicated their time and love to our community, who will be stepping down from their positions. Just wanted to thank them for their time and their service to the town. I want to especially say a very, very heartfelt farewell to Richard Walls. I know that he'll be traveling down, but the work that he's done with the seniors in the community will never be forgotten. So I know he's leaving it in capable hands, but I just wanted to thank Rick Walls for the work that he does. Of course, we know him for Towns for Troops and other activities that he does in the community. And with that, that's it. Want to wish a happy Martin Luther King Day to our community. Of course, remembering peace, love, and happiness. Thank you.
Councilman Tyler?
I'd like to thank Ben Myers for all his effort and what he did with the American Gazette. It was really an addition to the community. And I'd like to thank everybody that participated in the audits that we did. Everybody did a really good job, and it was a pleasure to meet all the department heads, and I got to meet a lot of people, and it was a very nice experience. And to thank all the people that are resigning. I know they did a good job, and wish them well in the future. Thank you.
Councilman Hunter?
Ben, I don't know if you were behind the times or ahead of the times with your paper, but you know what? I liked reading it. It was a nice local source of information. There certainly wasn't anything before it or since that. And I appreciate all the effort you did. I know it was a lot of work, and you really worked at it, so thank you for that.
Desiree?
I too want to thank Ben. I want to thank him for allowing me to add reporter to my many titles that I wear for once a month.
Awesome job.
Thank you. It was a great opportunity to get town board and village board happenings out to the public who may not know to go to the town or village website to read minutes. It was a great way to synopsing things up and doing bullets that showed quickly what this board does and what the other board does and how they are here working for the public and for the community. And I really miss this paper because I don't read the other ones because one of them isn't really local and the other one likes them around more. But your paper was great, and I really, really do miss it. And you're a great person. Thank you.
Joe?
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe just yelled at me. I apologize. So before you watch Green Bay win the Super Bowl on February 2nd, I just want to remind you that the annual John Burke, Tommy's father, pancake breakfast to raise money for scholarships in his name will be held on February 2nd. It is being held at our new location, Woodbury Community Center, located at the Reservoir. Tickets will be sold at the door. I believe it's $10 like it always is. Kids under 5, 10, eat free, whatever. Bring all the kids, they'll eat free. We have raised money. We try to give out 4 scholarships every year, $500 each to a graduating senior, regardless of your grade point average. So please apply. Everybody could use money, especially the C's and the D's. We want everybody, because the one thing, you're gonna make me cry. The one thing about Mr. Burke's former supervisor, John Burke, was that he felt everybody deserved a chance. Everybody who could use help. And if you were the A+ student, he thought you were great, but he really liked the B+ and the C and the D guys. So those applications will be available at the guidance office of your school, regardless of the school you go to, Monroe, Cornwall, Burke, and the other one, Bosco? Bosco. So please apply. We beg people to apply. We don't even look at the names. We don't look at your GPA. We just look at what you do for the community, and that's important because John was very community-minded. He loved this community. Community loved him. I know I did. And so please come on out and help us raise money for this great scholarship recognizing this great man. Thank you. You can follow.
I know, I'm actually getting emotional with you.
I know.
Well, I'd just like to congratulate Ben on receiving this plaque. He contributed so much to the town over the years. Thank you very much.
Sergeant?
I also want to congratulate Ben. He was always a great asset to the police department. If we needed to pass along some information to the community, he was more than willing. He came out for all our promotions, including my own, photographed us, made announcements, and it was always a pleasure to work with him. So enjoy your retirement.
Joey, other than the pancake, do you have anything else?
Nope. Congratulations, Ben. You deserve it.
I would like to, along the lines of the scholarship breakfast, I'd like to actually thank some of our buildings and grounds people. Who was it that's coming again for cooking?
Will, Brad, and Bobby.
Will, Brad, and Bobby, that we know them, are volunteering their time to come up and cook for that worthy cause. So I do personally, as a town supervisor, want to thank them, as well as Joey, who says he's going to make the best pancakes ever, so we're going to hold him to it. And please, come on out. It's a beautiful building, plenty of parking, and I'm looking forward to it. So with that, I want to wish everybody a great 2 weeks, a wonderful January. I need a motion to close,
Make that motion.
I'll second.
and have a wonderful 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Bye-bye. Oh, we got 3:30.
Yes.
Oh, very nice. See you in 3 weeks. Bye-bye.